Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's card I'm going to use Lawn Fawn's Party Animal. I've had the stamp set for a little while and I have never used it, so I thought I would drag it out and just make a cute little Let's Party birthday card type theme card. This is a cut that I created on the Cricut Design Space, and I was going to originally color ink the whole thing and then use the pop out the circles that I've cut out and stick them flat and then raise the whole panel, but I decided in the end just to keep all of it together and just do some ink blending on it. It's just a fun background, and I thought that actually worked out better for what I was doing, so works really well. If you've got tiny images, then it's nice to have those pieces popped out so you can tuck things in. And I've done a card before with the llamas, a couple of cards with that same sort of idea with the square version that I made, but this is the circle. So I'm using some picked raspberry, I believe, and I'm just sort of doing almost like an ombre kind of thing from the one side to the other, just sort of fading out to a lighter shade, if you like, and then I'm taking some hickory smoke just around the edges, just to give it a bit more contrast, and the hickory smoke actually gives the pink or the picked raspberry a bit of a purpley tint, which is quite cool, and wasn't expecting that, so that was quite a nice thing. And then of course I've got a spray. Of course, this paper is or this card is just regular cardstock, so it reacts, but it doesn't do what. But that's because of the distressing. Because the paper is just regular paper, it's not going to sort of move too much or do much else. So different papers will do different things. So I have a card blank here, and I'm just going to stick the whole panel straight onto that. And as you would have seen, I just had some washi tape keeping all those circles inside, in place. And this is where I've decided, trying to work out where to put everything. I had a rough idea, but I also felt like they needed a bit of grounding because they were just going to be like floating in midair, which I didn't like. So I was going to use some dark blue cardstock, and then I actually remembered that I had some washi tape that's kind of a silvery, glittery. This is old Stampin' Up stuff from, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago, something like that. And yeah, I think I won it in a training course or I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, so it's very old. But anything like that, a piece of washi tape sometimes can just do exactly that. It just creates that sort of line or that border where you need something to ground your images. So I thought the glittery was a bit of fun, so why not? So this is maybe more for a girl but than a boy, but it's still cute. I just think this is a fun card. Yeah, and then I've got the 3 characters that are in there, and then I just stamped one of the balloons. Well, there is only one balloon in the stamp set, but I only stamped the one, and I've hooked it around the tail of the little fox. And then I've got both of the birds, and I'm just going to put them on top of each of the a couple of the animals, so like you do. So I've got one on top of the antler of the little deer, and then I have little hats for all of them. And then of course when I wanted to put the other bird on, the bear doesn't really have I guess there's no antlers or anything like that to raise the bird up, so I had to sort of angle his hat a bit so it looks like, his hat and the bird are perching right on top of his head, but it works out okay. And then each of them are going to be holding 2 of them, sorry, are going to be holding something. So the fox has got the little balloon, and then there's a little present and the little cake as well, that the other 2 are holding. And they all these images are from the same stamp set. So again, I've taken one stamp set, and this is one idea. You can obviously create a billion different things, but this is just one idea for you. And then I took the edge of a piece of white cardstock. It's the same white cardstock that all the circles and the pink background is made out of, and and just lined up the edge, used the edge as a guide, lined it up, and then just cut a straight line. It just makes it easy when you want a block of sentiment. And I do this quite a lot with sentiments because it's just easy. If you've got dies that will cut out the around the images what am I trying to say, like labels almost, then use those, but I just use the edge of my trimmer and that works fine. And then I stuck the whole thing. I was going to come in from one edge, but in the end I stuck it right in the middle, and then I will add some sort of bling dot, enamel dot, something like that, just either side of it, just to add to it. And this is where I'm trying to decide, because of the color, what color to use. And then I believe these, and these, I've had these for donkey's years. These are Lardy Dars, I think they are. Do you remember like Smashbooks and stuff like that? They're enamel dots from their range, I think, if I remember rightly. So I just added a couple of those on just for a little something else. And then I used a black gel glaze pen to highlight all the eyes and the noses of the little the furry ones. And it makes a big difference. It just highlights them and draws your eye into them, excuse the pun, and just sort of, I don't know, makes them shine. Because obviously when I've coloured them in with I used Copic markers, to colour them all in. But when you use something like Copic markers or something, you sometimes lose that sort of colour. Or if your ink wasn't as inky, then you might not have as solid like a nose or eyes or something. So it just highlights that and makes it more prominent. And then I also added a Nouveau Shimmer Aqua Shimmer pen to the balloon, just for a bit of fun. And it ties in the sparkle at the bottom of the page. So I hope you've enjoyed this. And I hope you drag out another stamp set that you're not sure what to do with, one that you haven't used maybe, one that you haven't used for a long time, and see how many different things you can create. But don't overwhelm yourself, just start with one idea and go from there. So I hope you've enjoyed this, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!